Hi, hello, how are you all? Hope you're all doing good. It's me Vidya with another interesting topic to discuss about the geographical facts of New Zealand. I find few of them really interesting, so I thought I would share them with you. Please let me know if you sound interesting as well. So let's get started. So the first important point is Wellington is the capital city of New Zealand. Wellington is also one of the windiest place in the world. Did you know that? No, I didn't know until I've come here. So it's usually swaps with also Antarctica. It's usually either Wellington or Antarctica. They both swap their places of 1 and 2. But I didn't know Wellington is the windiest place in the world until I've come here and realized it myself. So just after I've come here, I think it's after 1 week or so, we were about to finish from work, and then I got a mail saying that it is expected that there would be high wind gusts in Wellington, so please be careful when you're going to your home. So I was like, just wind and then you're giving warning, it should be okay. And then I started back to my home. After reaching a particular place, the wind was so big. I was just blown away. I was pushed into a car parking area, and for a few seconds I was so shocked. I was like, what happened to me? Was I pushed by wind? I was like, I am strong enough. I didn't think that I would be pushed one day by a wind, but it can happen to you if you are in Wellington. It's just not for somebody who's lean. We usually say that you might get pushed away by wind if you don't eat properly, but it can also happen to somebody who eats properly and who is really strong, can also get pushed by wind here in Wellington. It's usual, but you will also get used to it, the strong winds, once okay, because I was told we need to really instead of taking fast steps, we need to take a bit stronger steps when there are stronger winds, so we'll get used to the situation. But then I was even better, but one of my friend, unfortunately, she also fell on the ground because she wasn't also prepared, just like me. But next day also we got a mail saying that one of our staff had fell down because there was strong wind, so please do take care. We are also expecting them today. So the next day we were all prepared and we were all fine. It's just that we didn't know them, and then later on, now it's like we are used to it now. And then the next interesting topic, the second one, is Wellington Airport. It's also one of the scariest landings in the world. Did you know that? No, I didn't know even that. So New Zealand, as I told before, New Zealand is just my second country, so I have not even boarded a flight before taking a flight to New Zealand. So imagine me sitting in a flight and then just getting ready to land in an airport which is considered as one of the scariest landings in the world. I didn't know that before. So there was a warning that has come from the air hostess saying that please be prepared, we are about to land and we'll be landing in some 2 minutes or few minutes. And I'm like, all I see is just water. I'm like, you're saying we'll be landing in few minutes? I can't see a ground anywhere close by, it's just water. I'm like, am I going to be fine? Am I going to be landed safely? Are they doing emergency landing? I had so many questions. But as I told the fact before, Wellington is also the windiest place in the world. There was also so much of wind, so it creates a lot of turbulence as well. So I was really scared. And then finally, after the landing, I was like, oh my goodness, finally I landed. That was my real kind of experience when I first landed in Wellington. After some time, you'll get used to it, And one of my friends also had a similar. Hers is a bit more, a step further. The oxygen mask also fell down from the when she was in the flight, because there was so much of turbulence that day. It was initially surprising, but you'll get used to it later on if you are planning to live here in Wellington. So and the third one is there are still active volcanoes in New Zealand. So as per today, there are 12 active volcanoes in New Zealand. There used to be 13 before, but one recently got erupted, so they closed it for public access. So there are 12 which the public can access. But I was told there would be only few specific times that the volcano is usually active. You know, it creates bubbles and all. Active in the sense it doesn't erupt like how it shows in. But then if it is so huge, they won't allow you. But it is just like, you know, half the bubbles pop up. It would just have a little activity that's why it is open for public, and 12 of them are open. So yeah, that's one fact about New Zealand. And the fourth one is there are earthquakes in New Zealand that you may not know the count. If you have friends and family, you may know by now, but it's usually 14,000 to 15,000 earthquakes the New Zealand feels in an year. Isn't that huge? Yes, it is. So out of them, not all of them will be usually felt. Out of them, 150 to 200 is the count which usually people feel. Like someone like me who's really sensitive, who is cautious about things around, so I would feel, you know, most of them. But somebody like my husband who doesn't usually care much and who's a sound sleeper, so he usually feels about only 20 to 10 to 20 earthquakes. So it differs from person to person, but still you would just feel, you know, they are not something that you really need to worry about. They won't be so strong. They would usually last for seconds, so you need not worry about things. I wanted to just share the facts, but not to make you scared. I want you to be just prepared, just in case if you are planning for a trip to New Zealand. So there would be another video that I would be making, because these situations when a volcano erupts or earthquake erupts are considered as emergency situations, and what you should do in case of these situations is a video that I would make separately, and then you will find it in the description and also in the pop-up here. Please feel free to watch it if you're planning for a trip. And also I'm planning to do a series on a few things that would help for somebody who is planning a trip to New Zealand. So please expect some videos from me from next month. And then so please do subscribe so you can get those videos as soon as I upload them. Until then, take care. See you again. Bye bye.